Hi, good evening, everyone. Brian Kniff alongside Buddy Tarbot. We are live at Middle Township High School. Cape Atlantic League boys basketball here on 98.7 The Coast and 987thecoast.com. If you can get to a computer, this game is airing live with our radio feed at 987thecoast.com. Video courtesy of Phil Pizzi and Matt Ulmer. And we've got one of the most storied rivalries in the Cape Atlantic League, and that is boys basketball between Middle Township and St. Augustine Prep. And always a wonderful, wonderful matchup, the first of two this season in the Cape Atlantic National Conference in the regular season. Of course, these two teams could meet again in the Cape Atlantic League tournament, but definitely two regular season games. This is the first of the two right here in Cape May Courthouse at the Panther Den. And a nice thing going on tonight. It is a coaches versus cancer event here at Middle Township. They are raising a lot of money. And if the people who walked in here were a little generous, I'm sure the coffers going toward cancer research and things of that nature will be filled very nicely, because we've got a very large crowd on hand. This place is about 85% full for two of the traditional powers in the Cape Atlantic League. A lot of good basketball going on tonight. You have Atlantic City and Holy Spirit up the road. We'll keep you posted on that. And then locally, a rivalry game. Lower Cape May and Wildwood Catholic are playing over in North Wildwood, and we'll keep you updated on those games as we go along. And Buddy, always some extra juice in the gym when it's Middle Township and St. Augustine Prep.
Absolutely, Brian. And obviously, the crowd here, it's a Friday night. The gym is nearly full. So if you're on your way, I would take your time, but you better get here, because this baby will be sold out shortly. And as Brian said, if you're in your vehicle, you can just go home and you can listen to us on 98.7 The Coast. It's amazing, too, when you look around the gym to see the amount of alumni that are here for both schools. There's some ex-St. Augustine players here, and obviously, as you would expect, there's a lot of Middle Township future, I would say, pretty good basketball players.
Yeah, there certainly are. You look up in the stands, there could be a pretty good 5-on-5 game among the players that aren't, among the people that aren't even in uniform. So, but yeah, this always brings a lot of people out, and we are expecting an outstanding basketball game. By the way, we do have an update already. Atlantic City, after one quarter against Holy Spirit, is leading 15-8. The game in North Wildwood, between Wildwood Catholic and Lower Cape May, has yet to start as well. They had a JV game that went 2 overtimes, won by Wildwood Catholic, and the sub-varsity games here ran long as well, which is why we're getting on the air late and the game will start late.
Now, Brian, you're talking about this matchup here tonight. It features the Hermits from St. Augustine Prep, who come into this contest with a record of 9-1 and ranked number 2 in South Jersey in the Atlantic City Press Elite 11. St. Augustine just put a whipping on Wildwood Catholic up at the Cave in Richland. Middle Township, on the other hand, is coming off a loss in a game that was very tight, and they were right there until one of their star players, Trey Greer, twisted his knee in the second half. Middle was down just 3. They were down 35-32, ended up losing 50-45. So the Panthers come into tonight's contest with a record of 7-2, and they're ranked 11 in the Atlantic City Press Elite 11.
And speaking of Trey Greer, Buddy, he will not play tonight due to that knee injury. He's due to get checked out further soon. They don't know the extent of it. In talking to Coach Tom Faracco before the game here, he had said that Trey told him he was definitely feeling better, but he still has to go get an MRI to make sure that there's no significant damage in there. So obviously we wish the best of luck to him.
And as Coach Faracco was telling us before the game, it's one of those injuries where they're waiting, as you said. They got to get the MRI. It could be a game or two. Hopefully, as he said, it's not season-ending. And, obviously you never want to see something like that. And St. Augustine, coached by Paul Rodeo, comes in here with a record of, as I said, 9-1. Coach Rodeo has 813 wins. Now, that's a pretty great amount of wins. Obviously, Tommy Fracco comes in with 689.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. Starting lineups in the opening tip right after this on 98.7 The Coast.
More South Jersey High School basketball here on 98.7 The Coast, WCZT.
Just keep it there for now.
Hi, this is Dr. Bob Algieri with an exciting announcement about our Feel Great Nate weight loss program. Feel Great Nate is a complete 8-week weight loss system, nutrition system, exercise and stress management system, all in one package. And now, Feel Great Nate has teamed up with Lucky Bones Restaurant, the Mad Batter, Avalon Links, Rio Station, and Marina Cove to provide their Feel Great Nate menu featuring healthy, delicious meals. For more information about our 8-week Feel Great Nate wellness program, call Algieri Chiropractic at 886-8585 and ask about your insurance coverage. Remember, it's never too late to feel great, Nate. Gas, tires, maintenance. Owning a car can be expensive. Hello, I'm Tom Byrne. Sure, 15 minutes could save you money.
Play a couple more
why
minutes.
limit yourself to one option? 10 minutes on jburnatc.com gives you multiple quotes with up to 8 companies. 8 options to choose from. We can start saving you money right now. At Jburn Agency, Scott will work to get you the best coverage at the best price. Give us a crack at your insurance. Get a quote online right now. jburnatc.com. That's www.jburnagency.com.
The weather might be colder, but the deals are hot at the Heritage Links Golf Course. Winter Golf Special, $10 per round. 4-round passes are on sale for $50, and 10-round passes are on sale for $125. Buy now and use them anytime. Heritage Links, voted the best 9-hole golf course in South Jersey, is located just minutes away from Ocean City, Sea Isle City, Avalon, and Stone Harbor on Route 9 in Palermo. Call 390-3500 or visit golfheritagelinks.com for more.
Yeah, I finally been laid off and I don't know what to do. Oh yeah, Island Bowl. Today it's the family special. All you can bowl, $10 lanes, still free. And then it's just $12 lanes from 3 until 6. Every day it's 2 hours of bowling, a pizza, soda, and shoes, just $49.95 per lane. Island Bowl, open daily on New Jersey Avenue in Wildwood. Tuesday and Saturday nights. Don't miss DJ Tony Stepp. That's how we roll here at Island Bowl. It's the official primo timeout of the game. Football season is almost over. Wouldn't you rather spend more time with your guests watching the game than slaving away in the kitchen? Think of Primos for all your sports gatherings, office parties, or any special occasions, with an assortment of different party platters to offer. Or even Primos for lunch and dinner with 2 convenient locations in Cape May and Rio Grande. Tired of the same old so-so? Make it a Primo. Charlie, Dad? Love my juicy cheeseburgers. Charlie, Dad? Love my homemade fries. Charlie, Dad? My old-fashioned milkshake. So yummy, yummy, yummy. My tummy. Want a real fresh beef hamburger with homemade fries? How about an all-beef New York Sabrett chili dog? Top it off with an old-fashioned hand-dipped milkshake. Eat in, take out, or fast free delivery. 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Check them out at charliesburgersandfries.com or give them a call, 886-5350. Come to Charlie's Burgers and Fries, located on the corner of Fishing Creek and Bay Shore in North Cape May, and you'll be singing too. My juicy cheeseburgers, so yummy, yummy, yummy. Charlie's Burgers and Fries, simply the best. Charlie's Burgers and Fries, located at 3,001 Bay Shore Road in North Cape May. Give them a call today for fast free delivery at 886-5350. Check them out at charliesburgersandfries.com.
Thank you for listening to South Jersey High School basketball. Now, back to the action. Here on 98.7 The Coast, WCZT.
All right, Brian Kniff, Buddy Tarbotton live at Middle Township High School. Middle Township against St. Augustine Prep. Cape Atlantic National Conference game. Middle at 7-2, St. Augustine at 9-1. Both teams unbeaten in National Conference play. Here are your starters. First for Paul Rodeo's Hermits. They only start one senior, as talented as this group is. That is Nate Aldrich. He's the 6'6 center. The forwards are Justin Mutz, a 6'6 sophomore. And then playing a swing position is Walt Harvey, a 6'2 sophomore. And the backcourt is junior guard Saeed Nelson and 5'9 sophomore Austin Kennedy. For Middle Township, they'll be much smaller than the Prep. They'll start 6'3 Marty Caron down low, along with 6'1 Colin Cooper starting in place of Trey Greer. Mike Faracco will play a swing position at 6 foot. He's a senior. Corey Greer, the freshman, and Tim Tony, the junior, in the backcourt. St. Augustine wearing the blue uniforms trimmed in white. Middle Township wearing white trimmed in orange and black. 3-man officiating crew. Big game Ed Gorski tosses. The tip is controlled by St. Augustine. His assistants on the referee crew tonight are Paul Spinelli and Steve Selby. St. Augustine controls the tap. They have the basketball in the front court. Mutz had it up top, lost it momentarily, loose on the floor. He does come up with it, gets it to Kennedy. Kennedy holding. Middle Township plays man-to-man defense, as they almost exclusively do. Here's Saeed Nelson working against Tony, gets to the basket, in and out on the layup attempt. Rebound, though, is brought down by Aldrich, spins into the lane, no good. Shot up by Mutz, comes in and out, and the long rebound comes down to the freshman, Corey Greer. Great pass by Greer ahead, and that basket is good by Colin Cooper. It went in anyway, but Justin Mutz touched it after it went off the backboard, so the officials blew the whistle to signal goaltending.
And quickly, Brian, one of the things, obviously, Middle Township is not going to want to continue to allow second and third opportunities off that offensive glass.
Mutz's pass, trying to find a cutting Kennedy back door, was tipped out of bounds. And Middle Township gets the early defensive stop there, and the prep inbounds. Driving through the lane from the left side is Saeed Nelson, and he kisses it off the glass and good.
Saeed Nelson, the 5'10 junior.
Cooper to the basket again, no good. As Middle beat the pressure, but Cooper couldn't finish over Aldrich. Here's the prep. Kennedy with it, goes back to Nelson. Nelson swings it over to Harvey, now along the baseline to Mutz. Mutz tips it, or drops it into the post. It's tipped away, comes out to Kennedy on the wing. In the corner to Mutz, fakes a jumper, back to Kennedy again. Straight away to Saeed Nelson, guarded by Tim Tody. Left-handed dribble, takes the ball to the wing, clutches on a three, no good. And Justin Mutz is going to be called for going over the back of Colin Cooper in an attempt to keep the offensive rebound alive.
And again, that's something Middle Township's going to need to do. They have to box out. They're not going to be able. St. Augustine has a couple of starters that are 6'6". Middle does not have the height to match that, so you're not going to be able to jump with them. You got to get some body, and that's how you're going to get it, an over-the-top call.
Greer working against Kennedy as Middle beats the pressure. Gets a ball screen from Karen. Down the lane, off the glass, changed his shot, no good. Kept alive by Cooper. Karen, though, misses the putback, and Mutz rebounds for the prep. Here's Nelson trying to run. Flings it over to Kennedy on the wing. Down low to Aldrich. Turnaround jumpers, no good. Might have been partially blocked. Prep with the rebound. Traveling with it, though, is Mutz. Mutz saw an open lane, and his eyes got big, and he tried to go down the lane quickly and shuffle his feet before he put the ball on the floor.
And that's exactly what happened. He thought he saw an opportunity, and he got some happy feet before the ball found the floor.
George Steffer will check in for Mutz. Paul Rodeo just trying to settle his talented sophomore down a bit. That gives him a little breather. Greer gets it up to Tony. Tony trapped. Dribbles around it. Cross-court pass to Faracco. Fakes a three. Dribble drive. Floater. Got it, and a foul! Coming in and trying to take the charge was Harvey. In the official's eyes, he got there a little bit late. Faracco scores and will go to the line to try to complete a three-point play.
And Brian, it did look like that time Walt Harvey, the 6'2 sophomore guard, he slid under Faracco a tad late, and therefore the right call was made. That is such a tough call to what we call a 50-50 call. Either way you make that call, whether it's a block or a charge, 50% of the audience or 50% of the coaches aren't going to be happy.
So Faracco to try to complete a three-point play. The free throw is in and out. The rebound comes down to Aldrich. 4-2 Middle Township, 5:18 to go first quarter. We're happy to be here on 98.7 The Coast, and we also know that Matt Trom's very happy we're here too, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice shout out to Matt.
George Steffer with the basketball. Goes to Kennedy. Now it's Nelson. Nelson right side. Holding. Good pass in the post, and the layup is good by Aldrich. They ran a little two-man game there, a little pick and dive, and Aldrich was wide open, and a great find by Nelson. Aldrich now tips a pass out of bounds. Middle will have it.
And Saeed Nelson, as you said, Brian, dribbling with his head up, a little two-man game there between him and Aldrich, and bang, it's a nice, easy layup for the Hermits. Now it's 4-4, 4:45 to play in the first quarter.
Greer pounds the dribble on the wing, 25 feet from the basket, goes to Tony. Tony, the belt-high right-hand dribble, down the lane. Shot might have been partially blocked. Mutts the rebound. Nelson running for the prep, stops at the foul line, double clutches. His jumper is no good. Long rebound, tip to Tony. Tony trying to run for Middle Township, thinks the better of it, and now goes one dribble too far and loses it, and it'll go out of bounds. Tony initially made the right decision, then he tried to speed up again and he lost it.
And again, that's going to be very important. Middle Township wants to take good control of the basketball. They do not want to turn the ball over carelessly. This is going to be a game of tempo. The Hermits normally score 69, almost 70 points a game.
Ball knocked away from Nelson. Greer running, had it stripped and tipped and stolen away. Great play by Kennedy, and now a foul on Mike Faracco. And St. Augustine will have it.
And again, George Steffa not happy with the way he was fouled, but Mike Faracco, who's very hard-nosed, tough player, just went after the ball aggressively. He picks up his first, team's first.
Steffa in front of the Middle Township bench, swings it out to Kennedy, high post to Aldridge, down low to Mutts. Mutts spinning, tipping in, no good but a foul, and he'll go to the line for 2 shots.
Wow, that could have been a technical foul. Mutts took the basketball, dead ball, and then went up and dunked it.
Mutts to the line, 3:30 to go first quarter. We're tied at 4. And it's certainly 4-4 midway through the first quarter. Tom Faracco, missing one of his star players in Trey Greer, will certainly take the low-scoring tempo that this has started out with. Mutts made the first foul shot, and his second one is also good.
That last foul was on number 24, Colin Cooper. His first, team's second.
Faracco in the corner, middle goes quickly for 3, no good. And the rebound brought down by Kennedy. Cross-court pass to Mutts, leaning in, tried to pass to Aldridge. Ball was tipped right back into his hands. He missed the shot. Cooper the rebound for Middle Township. Here comes Corey Greer across the division line, working against Austin Kennedy. Corey Greer is fouled, and the foul will go against Kennedy. The prep bench wanted an offensive foul. Greer his arm, but I believe, buddy, he did so after the initial contact.
Well, that's obviously the way the officials saw that particular move, and that foul, as you said, on Austin Kennedy, his first, team's third.
Here's Karen for 3 off the inbound, no good. Long rebound to Cooper. And Middle Township will reset. Greer over to Karen. Karen goes back to Greer. Greer trying to drive. Gets to the rim and lays it up and in.
Good strong move down the right side, that time by the freshman. Ties the score up at 6.
Tough pass to Aldridge to the lane. He did a good job of getting that back out again. Nelson through the lane, no good. Mutts kept it alive momentarily, but it's brought down by Cooper, who's been very active on the boards for Middle Township on both ends as an emergency starter here. Middle will have possession on the sideline here as the prep tips a pass out of bounds. 2:20 to go first quarter. We're tied at 6.
Yeah, Colin Cooper doing a good job in the early going, filling in for Trey Greer. He scored a bucket and has gathered 3 rebounds.
Corey Greer stops, pops from 17. That's no good. A force there. Good defense by by Mike Toner, who just checked in for the Prep. He has the basketball on the baseline, kicks it across to Nelson, fakes a three, drives, scooping layup is good by Saeed Nelson.
Great body
control. For a
control.
5'10 junior, he can really finish at the rim.
Absolutely. Great body control. He split the seam, laid it off the glass and in.
Tim Toney off the glass, no good, going the other way for Middle Township. Rebound comes down to Nate Aldrich. And now it's Saeed Nelson with the Prep, leading at 8-6, a minute and a half to go first quarter. We're on 98.7 The Coast. And 987thecoast.com. Nelson in the corner now. Dribbles it up toward the wing. Crosses over to Toner. Now it's Kennedy in front of the Middle Township bench. Straight away to Nelson between the two circles. 1:10 to go. Nelson, a deep three. Off the iron, no good. Rebound to Mike Faracco. Good box out by Marty Karen. Faracco dribble drive. Shut off on the baseline. Passes in the post. That was not a good pass. Tipped away easily by Aldrich. And now it's Kennedy running the other way. Steps into a three. In and out. Oh, dunked by Justin Mutz. Coming from the weak side, and the Prep leads at 10-6. 40 seconds to go first quarter. Greer over to Faracco.
Somebody needs to know where Mutz is.
Faracco dribble drive.
Down that offensive end.
And Faracco threw it away.
And that's the fourth turnover here in the first half. Last two possessions, Middle's turned it over. 32.6 seconds to play in the opening quarter. It's 10-6. The Hermits on top with the basketball.
Here's Nelson. Laverne Fitzpatrick checks in for Middle Township. Max Lampkin checks in for the first time for the Prep. He has the basketball, goes over to Toner. Back to Nelson. The St. Augustine's already played 8 players in this first quarter. Actually, 9 players. Here's Nelson. Over to Toner for 3 and knocks it down to beat the buzzer. Mike Toner a 3 and St. Augustine a 7-0 run to close the first quarter. 13-6 the Prep leads. Back after this on 98.7 The Coast and 987thecoast.com.
We'll be back after these messages with more South Jersey High School basketball here on 98.7 The Coast, WCZT.
Looking for your first tattoo, or do you want to add something new? Make sure you visit Rebel Image Tattoo, the first tattoo shop ever in Cape May County. Owner Mike Sedario and Company are recognized nationally as premier tattoo artists and are taking appointments. Looking for body piercing? Well, stop by Rebel Image today and talk to Stan. Rebel Image Tattoo, 1071 Route 47 in Rio Grande. Visit Rebel Image online at rebelimagetatattoo.com or find them on Facebook.
Thank you for listening to South Jersey High School basketball. Now, back to the action. Here on 98.7 The Coast, WCZT.
All right, back at Middle Township, Brian Kniff, Buddy Tarbot, here on 98.7 The Coast and 987thecoast.com. St. Augustine Prep a 7-0 run to end the first quarter. And they lead at 13-6 over Middle Township.
And obviously, Brian, that's one of the things Middle Township has to be very conscious of. They do not want to allow the Hermits to get on those types of runs. This game was tied at 6.
Now we have a whistle 2 seconds into the second quarter and a foul called against St. Augustine Prep.
Yes, that's going to be on number 23, Walt Harvey. It's going to be his second, team's 4th. 6'2" sophomore.
Karen for 3. Knocked it down. Marty Karen. That's a much-needed basket for Middle Township. Little pick and pop with Corey Greer.
Marty Karen coming off a career high last Monday night, 17 points against Lower Cape May. And they definitely need him to find that offensive stroke tonight.
Nelson on the wing, picked up by Colin Cooper on a switch. Good pass down low, and Mutson lays it up and in. And that's a good find by Nelson. They caught the switch there. Tim Toney at 5'9", trying to guard the 6'6" Mutz, and that was a total mismatch. And Nelson found him for the layup. Good cross-court pass. Here's Faracco left open for 3. In and out. Rebound to Mutz. 15-9, St. Augustine leads.
And St. Augustine limiting middle to just one shot.
There's a three there by Kennedy that's no good. Faracco the rebound for Middle Township. 15-9, Prep leads, 6:55 to go in the second quarter. Tony bounces to Corey Greer, spins along the baseline. He traveled, yes he did. During that spin move, he picked up the pivot foot and kind of tapped it a couple times during that spin move.
It almost,
easy call for the official.
he was driving along that left baseline, Brian, and it almost looked like he did not need to do that. I thought he had an advantage. He would have been able to dip his shoulder and get to the basket instead of trying to make. He overcomplicated the move, which a freshman will do, and the end result's a turnover.
Nelson holding, goes to Kennedy straight away for three, off the iron, no good. Rebound Aldrich, and he is fouled from behind by Karen, and that'll give St. Augustine the basketball underneath their offensive basket.
Marty Karen picks up his first, team's third.
Mutz is held as he caught the basketball on the inbound, and the Prep will re-inbound on after the foul. By the way, we have a final score in a boys game. Oakcrest beat Ocean City 42-40. That's a final score from up in Mays Landing.
And the Wildwood Catholic lower game is just getting underway.
And we have a jump ball. Good block there. I think that might have been Marty Karen from behind on Aldrich. And the Prep will have it on alternating possession.
That's exactly what happened there. Karen did a good job of just getting his hand on the ball. 15-9, 6:15 to go, second quarter.
Free ball on the way is no good. Kennedy the rebound on the weak side. That shot's blocked by Karen. And the Prep will inbound. Steffer with it in the post to Mutz. Turns. Floats one. No good. Long rebound to Karen. Aldrich kept it alive, but Karen picked it up. Tony. Cross-court pass to Greer. Fake the three. Now we'll fire it. That's no good. He should have taken it the first time. Nelson. The rebound for St. Augustine, and he wants to run. Crossover dribble into the lane. Floater. Oh, what a shot by Saeed Nelson. As he lays it up and in with the high arcing finger roll over the outstretched arms of Marty Karen.
And obviously you can see why he's a special player.
Greer, great pass, finding Colin Cooper up on the block wide open, and he lays it up and in for his second basket.
Saeed Nelson's body control going to the rim is second to none.
Mutz, bad pass, tipped out of bounds by Middle. 17-11, St. Augustine on top, 5:15 to go, second quarter. Girls final, 57-34. Wildwood beat Clayton. Mackenzie McCracken, 18 points and 15 rebounds in that game. Backdoor lob off the inbound, and fouled is Justin Mutz by Colin Cooper.
Colin Cooper picks up his second, team's fifth.
And they're going to say that was on the catch of the pass and not the shot. So it'll be possession for St. Augustine.
Yeah, and that's the right call because Mutz, I mean, obviously everybody in the gym knew the intention was for him to catch that lob and go to the rim, but he was fouled actually by Cooper before he was able to do that.
They spin the inbound in the Mutz, and his jump hook is good. Mutz already with 8 points. Prep leads it by 8, 19-11. Middle in need of a basket here. Corey Greer beats the pressure, gets it over to Tim Tony. Tony holds against Kennedy. Tony over to Faracco on the wing, picked up by Toner. Out to Greer. Greer splits a double team. Karen at corner three, that's short. And buddy, you probably saw it from here. Karen had that ball a little too deep in his hand there and was way short. Didn't have a good grip on the ball and have it up in his fingers. Here's Mutz, center of the floor, steps in, 17-footer, rattles in and out. Good box out by Karen, and he is fouled from behind by Aldrich.
And again, that's exactly as you called it, Brian. Marty Karen is doing a good job boxing out, and the end result is he gets Aldrich coming over his back. Nate Aldrich picks up his first, team's fifth. 4:27 to go, first half. 19-11, the Hermits on top.
Karen, top of the key. Goes over to Greer on the wing. Greer, a couple of dribbles, trying to shake free. Gets down the lane. His floater goes off the rim and no good. Rebound to Justin Mutz. Outlet passes nicely to Toner. Toner down the lane. That's an offensive foul. Nice job by Mike Faracco stepping in there. Toner went one dribble too far, buddy.
He did that time, and as you said, you got to give credit to Mike Faracco. The senior was there, was playing it, drew the foul.
Timeout on the floor, 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. 19-11. St. Augustine Prep leads. 4:10 to go in the second quarter. Another final score has just come in. The Ocean City girls beat Oakcrest 68-30. In the boys' game between the same two schools, Oakcrest 42-40 winner. At last report, Atlantic City was beating Holy Spirit 15-8 in the boys' game after one quarter, but I'm sure that's further along. We'll try to get an update.
And as we just said, that time Mike Faracco, and that was a little risky. Faracco made a good, smart play, but he's got two personal fouls. And as we had said earlier, there are 50-50 calls. They can go either way. Fortunately for Middle Township, it did not result in his third, but Mike Toner picking up his first.
And, buddy, we do have a report in from that game up in Absecon, Atlantic City leading Holy Spirit 30-24 at the half. Here's Corey Greer from Middle Township. His team trailing St. Augustine 19-11 here. 4 minutes to go now. Bad pass by Faracco. Stolen away by Kennedy. Kennedy to the basket. His left-handed layup is good.
And that was a great read defensively by Kennedy. And Austin Kennedy, the sophomore, goes coast to coast on 98.7 The Coast.
21-11 now. Karen nearly traveled, but did a good job of putting the ball on the floor. After his pass, he had to hold up on his pass. Greer had it tipped away from behind, loose on the floor, and we're going to have a jump ball.
And Corey Greer got away with a walk.
Possession two.
He did not put the
Middle
ball.
Township.
Did not put the ball on the floor. And again, that was a nice heads-up play going back to what Austin Kennedy just did. I'd like to give a shout-out to his grandparents, Wally and Helen Kennedy, who are listening in South Carolina.
Nice.
So your grandson is having himself a nice first half.
And so is his scored. And so is his team. 21-11, they lead. Middle Township the basketball. 3:15 to go in the second quarter. Tim Toney goes over to Mike Faracco. Faracco a deep three and knocks it down. That's a big shot there for Middle Township. 21-14 now. Saeed Nelson pushing for the prep. Kennedy with it on the wing. Back to Nelson. Nelson between the two circles now. Goes over to Michael Toner. Toner back out to Kennedy. Toney nearly stole it away from Middle Township.
And Middle Township obviously needs to get a stop here defensively. St. Augustine, on the other hand, they're just going to be patient. Run their half-court set, take a little time off the clock, and give what the defense.
Nelson to Mutz, middle double. Wow, what a great move by Justin Mutz. He spun right away from the double team and floated it up and in, and he's got 10 points.
The 6'6" sophomore, he is very smooth and sweet around the basket.
Faracco on the wing, holding, double teamed, splits it, down the lane, floater, off the rim, no good. Tipped up and in by Colin Cooper. 23-16, Middle still hanging in here against the prep. Nelson down the lane, tough shot, no good, but a whistle, and we'll go to the line for two shots.
That was a tough shot, and that's a tough call. The foul is going to be called on Marty Karen, number 15, the 6'3". Excuse me, they're going to call that on Colin Cooper. And that's big, Brian, because that's going to be Cooper's third.
Yeah, he's been very active tonight for Middle Township, getting a start here.
Yeah, he's had a very positive first half.
Steffa checks in for St. Augustine, and Avens Florisma for Middle Township replacing Colin Cooper. And, you know, that injury, Middle's not all that deep this year, buddy, and that injury really hurting Middle, the injury to Trey Greer.
Oh, exactly. Not only are they not deep, but Trey Greer is the type of kid that plays 32 minutes.
Right. Both free throws were made. Faracco steps through a double team and gets it out to Corey Greer, the freshman. Greer using a ball screen from Florisma. Couple crossover dribbles, can't shake free. Goes to Tim Toney. Toney to Karen, back to Toney. Tim Toney holds. Florisma comes in to screen, kicks out to Karen. Karen back to Toney. Toney holding on the wing, middle being patient, working the ball around the perimeter. Here is Farraco. Farraco holding on the wing in front of the St. Augustine bench. Florisma comes out and ball screens. Farraco fakes the three, goes to Corey Greer further on the wing. Greer steps back, comes out between the two circles. He'll tee up a three, off the iron, no good. Long rebound, tracked down nicely by Florisma. Got it to Greer. Greer spins into the lane, gets to the rim and lays it up and in.
And that play happens because of Florisma tapping it, having the presence of mind, tapping that offensive rebound out to Corey Greer.
56 seconds to go in the quarter. 25-18 St. Augustine. Here's Kennedy for three.
Wow.
Swish! Nothing but the bottom of the net for Austin Kennedy.
You talk about coming off.
Here's a steal on the inbound by Nelson, and he is fouled by Florisma, and now St. Augustine can open up a double-digit lead for the first time.
That last three-pointer by Kennedy, a great screen was set, but the screen doesn't work if the offensive player receiving the screen, the benefit of it doesn't come off as tight as Kennedy did. He caught it, squared perfectly to the basket, fouled through, nothing but the bottom of the net.
All right, Nelson makes the first foul shot. The Prep, by the way, buddy, is 5 for 5 from the line so far in this game. And with Saeed Nelson at the charity stripe for the second of two free throws, we'll see if that was the old 98-7 the Coast jinx. Usually whenever we mention that someone or a team is perfect from the line, the next one's a miss.
Not that one.
Not that one, because Nelson didn't hit anything but the net. 30-18, the Prep leads. 43 seconds to go in the half. Corey Greer with it. Goes over to Tim Toney. Back to Greer. Swung in the corner to Laverne Fitzpatrick, who just checked into the game from middle. Back out to Tim Toney. Now it's Greer. Greer crossover dribble. Stops. Pops from the foul line. That's off the rim, no good. Rebound brought down by Aldrich. And now the Prep can hold for one shot. Here's Nelson.
And they have the possession arrow in their favor to start the third quarter.
8 seconds to go. You know he's just going to take it himself. Fires off the rim, no good. Rebound brought down by Toney. Toney is fouled. Wow, that's a bad foul there by the Prep at half court. And that's going to send Tim Toney to the line for a 1-and-1. Tom Farraco is asking the official if Toney was actually in the act of shooting there. And they are going to say no. It was while Toney was picking the ball up and not while he was shooting. 1/10 of a second to go, but kind of a little bonus here for Middle Township if Toney could knock down these two free throws. Oh, no good, and that will end the half as Toney misses the front end of the 1-and-1. So St. Augustine with a rather comfortable at this point 30-18 lead over Middle Township at the half. We will take a 4-minute timeout. We'll come back with the halftime report right after this on 98.7 The Coast and 987thecoast.com.
We'll be back after these messages with more South Jersey High School basketball here on 98.7 The Coast, WCZT.
for Middle Township. Colin Cooper has 6 to lead the Panthers, but he's also saddled with foul trouble. He's got 3 fouls. Mike Ferracco with 5, Corey Greer with 4, Marty Karen with 3. And the one thing that Middle Township, buddy, was going to have to do tonight was shoot the ball well from the perimeter. And to this point, they have not. They've knocked down just 2 3-pointers. This was a game here where Middle was probably going to have to make 8 or 9 or 10 threes to have a shot. And they still, could get hot in the second half. But right now, not shooting the ball well from the floor. And I know you'll get to those stats momentarily as St. Augustine leading Middle Township 30-18 here at the half. While Buddy tabulates the rest of his stats, I'll give you some of the other scores that we have. Atlantic City leading Holy Spirit 30-24 at the half. Oakcrest was a 42-40 winner over Ocean City. Wildwood Catholic leading Lower Cape May 27-19 at the half. And in a girls' game, Wildwood was a 57-34 winner over Clayton. Mackenzie McCracken, the sophomore, 18 points, 15 rebounds, and Leslie Reyes had 20 points for Wildwood in that one. And, of course, this one here, Middle Township trailing St. Augustine 30-18.
And, Brian, as you said, looking at those halftime, the stat sheet, St. Augustine shot 11 for 28 from the floor. They were 9 for 21 inside the arc, 2 for 7 from beyond. They hit a 3 in each quarter. And they had 16 rebounds as a team, 11 defensive, 5 offensive. In the early going, they were able to get to the glass. Then Middle Township did a good job, particularly Marty Karen boxing out and trying to keep the Hermits off the glass. St. Augustine was 6 for 6 from the charity stripe, and they turned it over just twice. And that was in the first quarter. They did not turn the ball over in the second period. So that is obviously a very strong first half for the Hermits. Middle Township, on the other hand, they shot, as you said, not well. They shot 8 for 23 from the floor. They were 6 of 15 inside the arc. They were 2 of 8 from beyond. Their 2 3-pointers came in the second quarter, one by Ferracco and one by Karen. And they had 12 rebounds as a team, 9 defensive, 3 offensive. But here's another a telling stat. The Panthers only got to the line 1 time, and they were 0 for 1. Make that 0 for 2 at the end of the quarter as well. They, at the end of the half. So they from the charity stripe. They're not getting to the line because they're not getting good penetration and getting any contact inside to try and negate the height disadvantage that they have by getting the Hermits in some sort of foul trouble. So those things right there, and as you said, if they're not knocking down that 3 ball, Middle Township's got to find another way, obviously, to get the ball in the basket.
So it's 30-18. 30-18, Middle Township trailing St. Augustine Prep. And not only, buddy, does he make the calls on the floor, but Ed Big Game Gorski delivering us a couple of much-needed glasses of water.
Well, I guess he's trying to put something, a rumor to rest that he never buys around.
Yeah.
But if it's cheap and it's free, it's water, it's on me.
Right. That's right. That's right. So 30-18, St. Augustine leading Middle. And we'll come back with the start of the second half right after this on 98.7 The Coast and 987thecoast.com.
We'll be back after these messages with more South Jersey High School basketball here on 98.7 The Coast, WCZT.
Wesley's Irish Pub is ready to know your favorites for lunch here every day. Monday through Friday, Wesley's Happy Hour is the place to be. From 2 to 6 with half price select apps and 250 Coors Light.
Okay.
Wesley's has DJ Morrow. And Sunday to Sunday, $2 domestic, 35-cent wings, $1.50 tacos, and $6. Also, $10 bars of select wines and tables only. Perfect place to host your next party or event. Call Wesley's at 522-4991. Wesley's Irish Pub is exclusive over Jersey Avenue, North Wildwood.
Yeah, I finally been laid off and I don't know what to do. Oh yeah, Island Bowl. Today it's the family special. All you can bowl, $10 lanes, still free. And then it's just $12 lanes from 3 until 6. Every day it's 2 hours of bowling, a pizza, soda, and
shoes, just $49.95 per lane. Island Bowl, open daily on New Jersey Avenue in Wildwood. Tuesday and Saturday nights, don't miss DJ Tony Stepp. That's how we roll here at Island Bowl.
Thank you for listening to South Jersey High School basketball. Now, back to the action. Here on 98.7 The Coast, WCZT.
Hey guys, we're on.
All right, back on 98.7 The Coast. Brian Kniff with Buddy Tarbotton. Can't step away from the table for a second with you, buddy. 30-18, Middle Township trails St. Augustine in the prep. Inbounding the basketball. Prep set piece right off the inbound, and fouled from behind is Justin Mutz, and that is the fourth on Colin Cooper. They ran a screen to the block, and then Justin Mutz sealed, and Cooper fouled him, and that is his fourth. So not a good start for Middle, and a great start for St. Augustine. 4 seconds in, they're going to get 2 free throws and one of Middle's starters with their fourth foul.
And it's also pretty good, Brian, when you can pop the guy off the block. The guy coming down the wing to set the pick for the guy on the block is 6'6". The guy coming back up to receive the inbounds is 6'6", and he's able to throw that beautiful pass. And Mutz did a great job, as you said, sealing his man, and he knocks down both free throws.
So 32-18, Middle's going to leave Cooper in the game with the 4 fouls. They honestly don't have a choice, really. Here's Greer. Greer hand-checked and fouled by Mike Toner. Holy Spirit now has come back against Atlantic City. They lead at 43-40 after 3.
And Mike Toner picks up his second, and that's the Hermits' first team foul here in the second half.
Greer straight away, goes around Mutz, gets to the rim, lays it up and in. Corey Greer with the layup.
That was a real strong move as he took Mutz off the dribble. No one came over in help side. Greer able to get to the rack and lay it in.
Toner is fouled, dribbling across from the wing toward the foul line area. And another hand check foul, and the prep will inbound. That's one of the points of emphasis this year in high school basketball. They want to stop a lot of that contact against the dribbler.
That's another big foul, Brian, because that's number 3 on Mike Farraco.
Free throw, or excuse me, driving the lane was Nelson, no good, and fouled is Marty Karen as he tried to corral the rebound, fouled by Aldrich.
And Nate Aldridge, 6'6" senior, picks up his second, team's second here in the second half.
Cross-court pass looking for Farraco. Now Laverne Fitzpatrick for 3 on the wing, and he knocks it down.
Good ball movement.
A timeout is called by Middle Township as they cut the prep lead to 9, 32-23. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. 6:49 to go in the third quarter. Glad you could join us on 98.7 The Coast and 987thecoast.com.
Some good diagonal passing on that set there by the Panthers, Brian, as they zipped the ball from the right side down to the left corner to Mike Farraco. Farraco ball fake, thought about a shot, but then he found teammate Laverne Fitzpatrick, who was even in a better spot with his feet set beyond the arc, and he was able to knock down that 3 ball. Then the Panthers, Coach Tommy Farraco, calls a quick timeout. You know, Middle Township, one of the things they want to do, they were down 32-18. Now they've scored. They're on a little 5-0 run, cut the lead to 9. So they want to break this game down into segments and try and inch their way back in. You're not going to get 9 points on one shot, but if you break it down, you can chip away, and that's what Middle Township needs to do.
Out of the timeout. St. Augustine prep with the basketball down the lane,
wow.
And Saeed Nelson finishes again.
That time, the lane, I don't know where the Middle Township help side defense went, But they thought Saeed was the coming of Moses because it parted like the Orange Sea.
3 ball in the corner, spins in and out for Middle Township. Laverne Fitzpatrick, the long rebound. Farraco, another 3. That spins in and out. And the Prep rebounds up 11. They bring it up. Here comes Nelson again. Couple crossover dribbles into the paint to Aldrich. His layup is good. Well, on that previous possession, the Prep did such a good job of swinging the basketball from side to side, they were able to open up that defense for Middle Township. Up ahead is Tony, over to Karen. Further on the wing to Farraco, back out to Greer. 5:40 to go, third quarter. St. Augustine 36, Middle Township 23. Karen straight away. Karen dribble drive, takes the ball to the wing now, and now it's Greer. Greer doubles, dribbles away from it, backs off, passes down low, tipped. Had the right idea but didn't deliver it properly. Here's Nelson to the basket, changes his body motion, all in one motion in the air, and lays it up and in as he goes right around a defender.
I think he might have been a trapeze artist in another life. His body control going to the rim is spectacular.
Here is Fitzpatrick for Middle Township. Holding top of the key. Well, that's a bad shot. Fires a 3. No good. Tim Toney, the rebound. No good, but a foul. And he'll go to the line for 2 shots.
And right now, just 4:52 to play, which is a lot of time here in the third quarter. Middle down 38-23. And
so,
if Middle Township does not settle down, they're on the verge. This could get ugly.
Tony makes the first. Up in that big game up the road, Holy Spirit leading Atlantic City 48-46 with 4 minutes to go in the game. So it looks like that one's going to be decided late, as a lot of people expected. And I'm sure there's a fan or two in the gym for that one too, buddy. Holy Spirit in Atlantic City, you think?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Tim Toney makes the second free throw as well, so it's 30.
And that's the first made free throws of the game.
Walking with the basketball up ahead is Walt Harvey for
That's
the Prep.
one of the few times that the Hermits have turned it over. They're first here in the second half and just the third of the basketball game.
38-25, St. Augustine on top. Here's Fitzpatrick in the corner to Farraco. Lost the handle, tipped out of bounds by the Prep, however. Middle will inbound right in front of its own bench.
And Brian, obviously it's hard to come back if your defense is not forcing the opposition into turnovers. St. Augustine doing a great job taking care of the basketball.
Middle whipping it around the perimeter here, but not fast enough to get Greer an open look. St. Augustine does a good job recovering. Farraco tees up a deep 3, off the iron, no good. Rebound to Nelson. Nelson goes around the man, gets to the basket, and the layup is good.
Another acrobatic move to the hoop.
Nelson with 16 to lead all scorers at this point. Greer playing catch with Tony. Middle trailing it 40-25. Greer for 3. That's no good. Rebound to Mutz. And this is on the verge of becoming a blowout with 3:45 to go in the third quarter. Saeed Nelson is called for a carry, as Tim Toney did a good job of staying in front of him.
Yeah, Toney did a good job that time with his on-the-ball defense. Nelson was not happy with the call. Nonetheless, it's the 4th turnover.
Run and jump here by the Prep, and they cause a turnover as Greer lost it on the sideline right in front of the scorer's table.
That's going to be the 9th turnover against the Panthers. 40-25, St. Augustine on top. 3:27 to play, third quarter.
Nelson with it between the circles. Over on the wing to Harvey. Back to Nelson. Nelson lobs in the corner. to Toner. Toner drives, kicks, stolen away by Greer. Greer lobs it ahead to Tony. Tony had it stolen out of his hands, and now fouled, though, is Greer as he came up with the loose ball.
And they're going to get Mike Toner, the 5'7" senior guard. They're going to get Toner. That's going to be his third, team's fifth. 3:01 to go. 40-25, St. Augustine on top. Middle Township still with plenty of time. You're listening to high school basketball on 98.7 The Coast, WCZT. I'll tell you what, Fitzpatrick that time tried to be unselfish, but he actually did such a good ball crossover with his dribble. He should have taken that right to the lane on the right side. He would have had it. He would have had himself an easy basket. But he tried to make one pass too many. Was fortunate the Hermits batted it out of bounds.
2:40 to go, third quarter. Middle in need of a bucket here, trailing by 15. Fitzpatrick kicks to Ferracco. Ferracco bounces back to Greer. Greer over to Tony. To Fitzpatrick. Tony again. They whip it around the perimeter. Tony. Dribble penetrates, goes to Greer, gets a return pass. Now right side to Fitzpatrick. Swung around the other side to Greer. Greer holding against Toner. Greer in the post. Oh, great pass by Tony to a cutting Marty Karen, and he lays it up and in.
And there you see right what happened there. Middle Township very patient in their half-court set. And the end result, Tony finds Karen for an easy layup.
Cutting Nelson lost the handle, and now we have a blocking foul called against Karen there as he got there late on Nelson. Nelson was driving down the lane, accepted a pass, fumbled it, and did the right thing by dribbling it out of the lane. Then when he dribbled back toward it, Marty Karen stepped in, and there was the blocking foul.
And Marty Karen picks up his second, team's third.
Well, Mutz, no good. And Mutz might have gotten away with a little hook at the beginning of that move, but then Karen fouls him as he shoots, and Mutz will go to the line for 2 shots. Justin Mutz 4 for 4 from the line, also has 4 field goals and has 12 points in the game.
And you're right, Brian. He might have gotten away with a little bit of a hook there on Karen, and Karen got a little frustrated. But that being said, that was a real good down-low move by Justin Mutz. And he just shows, too, his body control and the way he's able to twist and turn and get to the rim.
Mutz made both free throws, 42-27. St. Augustine on top. Tim Tony driving to the basket. The layup is good.
And that time, Tony challenged Mutz. Mutz elected to let him basically go and lay it up and in off of the backboard.
Steffa into the game for the Prep. He has the basketball. Goes over to Austin Kennedy. Kennedy looking in the post. Good job by Karen to shut that look off for Mutz. Here's Toner for 3 in the corner. Off the rim, no good. Rebound to Tony. To Greer. To Fitzpatrick. Drives. Kicks. That's a great pass. Tony for 3. Off the iron, no good. Rebound to Toner. A little over a minute to go. Ball is tipped out of bounds by Greer. And they are going back and forth up the road, buddy. Atlantic City leads Holy Spirit 52-50 with 2:19 to play.
As we anticipated, a real good basketball game up at Absecon. And evidently things must be getting a little heated at 15th and Central. As the reports coming through are quite interesting. 42-29, 55 seconds to go. St. Augustine on top, third quarter.
Austin Kennedy holding the dribble as St. Augustine spreads the floor. Now it's Nelson just inside the division line working against Tony. Kicked out, and it's Toner now. To Kennedy, 20 seconds to go. 42-29, St. Augustine on top. Hands it off to Nelson. 14 seconds to go in the period. Nelson now on the wing. 11 seconds to go, and now he's ready to go. Gets a ball screen from Harvey. Takes a bump, but holds the dribble. Kicks to Harvey. Harvey for three. Off the iron short. Toner went up for the rebound. Had it tipped away by Farraco and out of bounds. 2.1 seconds to go in the period. And checking in is Avens Florisma. Max Lampkin also in for the Prep. They get it in. Harvey lays it up and in at the buzzer. Big basket there by Walt Harvey, his first bucket. And St. Augustine beginning to pull away. They lead at 44-29 after three quarters. Back after this on 98.7 The Coast and 987thecoast.com.
We'll be back after these messages with more South Jersey High School basketball here on 98.7 The Coast, WCZT.
30 seconds, guys.
Yep.
Gas, tires, maintenance. Owning a car can be expensive. Hello, I'm Tom Byrne. Sure, 15 minutes could save you money, but why limit yourself to one option? 10 minutes on jburnagency.com will get you multiple quotes with up to 8 companies. 8 options for you to choose from. We can start saving you money right now. At J-Burn Agency, we will work to get you the best coverage at the best price. Give us a crack at your insurance. Get a quote online right now. jburnagency.com. That's www.jburnagency.com.
Thank you for listening to South Jersey High School basketball. Now, back to the action here on 98.7 The Coast, WCZT.
All right, we are back at Cape May Courthouse. Brian Kniff with Buddy Tarbot, 44-29. The St. Augustine comfortably ahead at this point as we get set to start the fourth quarter. Buddy, a kind of an upset for, and now we have an additional buzzer over there at the scorer's table. And, I think it might be, this game started late, Buddy. It might be a little past his bedtime.
Well, that could be part of the problem. Also, I think that meant, back to the kitchen, he wanted extra mustard on his pretzel.
Right.
2 buzzers is extra mustard.
Middle with the ball, trailing by 15. A nice win on the road for the Wildwood Catholic girls basketball team as they kind of upset Bridgeton 40-33. Olivia Rulon with 19 of Wildwood Catholic's 40. Here's Greer on the right wing for Middle Township. In the corner to Karen, back to Greer. Swings it over to Tony. Now it's Mike Farraco. Tony again. Dribble drive, spins into the lane, off the glass, no good. Tipped up by Cooper, no good. Rebound to Aldrich, hands off to Nelson. And the Prep will bring the basketball up with 7:10 to go. Leading at 44-29. Bounce to Mutz. Mutz shut off on the baseline. Enters to Aldrich. Aldrich off the glass, no good. Mutz kept it alive momentarily. Kennedy had a shot blocked. Mutz the rebound. Layup is no good, and he fouls it up and in and lays it in. Fouls it up and lays it in, I should say. And it's 46-29. The Prep with its largest lead of the night.
And right now, Middle Township, as Greer launches a 3.
No good, and the long rebound to Walt Harvey of St. Augustine. 6.5 to go. And it's the Prep by 17. Nelson to the basket. A lot of contact. No foul called. And the ball goes out of bounds.
I think that was one of the few times Saeed Nelson made a bad decision tonight.
Yeah.
He went into a ton of traffic. There was no seam, not even a thread of light. And he just basically had to throw it up at the rim, but it didn't hit anything, went out of bounds.
And one of those where you go in there out of control, the referees aren't going to give you the call. Walt Harvey on a steal, layup, no good. And the rebound brought down by Cooper, but Kennedy steals it, lays it in, and is fouled. Kennedy steals the outlet pass, scores, and will go to the line. 46, make it 48. 29, St. Augustine Prep, exactly 6 minutes to go in the basketball game.
And again, Austin Kennedy taking advantage of his peripheral vision there, able to get in the direct line of where that pass was supposed to go. He picks it off, gets to the rim. Colin Cooper fouls him. Kennedy scores the bucket, He gets to go to the line and try and finish the three-point play the old-fashioned way. And once again, take this time to send another shout-out to Wally and Helen Kennedy, Austin's grandparents who are in South Carolina listening. And Austin's father, do you know who Austin's father is? Besides Mr. Kennedy?
I know you're going to tell me.
Lamar Greer's former coach at Florida State,
Nice.
Pat Kennedy.
Pat Kennedy, yes. Timeout on the floor, 48-29. Middle Township trailing St. Augustine Prep. Back after this on 98.7 The Coast at 987thecoast.com.
We'll be back after these messages with more South Jersey High School basketball here on 98.7 The Coast, WCZT.
Westy's Irish Pub is open daily, serving all your favorites for lunch, dinner, and late night. Monday through Friday, Westy's Happy Hour is daily. Second time out. 3 to 6 with half-price select apps and $2.50 Coors Lights. Thursday night, Westy's has DJ Morrow. And Sunday is fun night. $2 domestic, 35-cent wings, $1.50 tacos, and $6 pizzas. Also, $10 bottles of select wines and tables only. Looking for the perfect place to host your next party or event? Call Westy's at 522-4991. Westy's Irish Pub, exclusive over Jersey Avenue, North Wildwood.
Thank you for listening to South Jersey High School basketball. Now, back to the action here on 98.7 The Coast, WCZT.
Exactly 6 minutes to go in the game. 48-29. St. Augustine Prep leads Middle Township. I'm Brian Kniff alongside Buddy Tarbott and Austin Kennedy going to the line to complete a three-point play. And in that game up in Atlantic City, the Vikings finish the game on a 13-2 run and win it 59-52 over Holy Spirit. Kennedy makes the free throw.
Atlantic City, number 9 in the Elite 11, knocks off number 1. A big win for Gene Allen and his Vikings basketball team. Congrats to Gene.
Middle Township turns it over, an errant pass by Tony. Fitzpatrick tried to save it, and it was a pretty valiant effort there by him on the sideline, but Mutz came up with the steal. Mutz hands off to Kennedy now. In the corner, Nelson. Nelson floating. No good. Might have been partially blocked by Karen, but the rebound is picked up by Aldrich and laid in. And it's now 51-29. St. Augustine on top of Middle Township with 5:15 to go in the basketball game.
And that was an example. Karen did a good job.
There's Tim Tony laying it up and in. Little defensive mix-up there by St. Augustine.
Karen did a good job down here on the defensive end, going in the help side, helping his teammate. But then nobody slid in rotation to pick him up, and then his man gets an easy offensive rebound and a putback.
Kennedy back to Nelson. Nelson picked up by Tim Tony. And now it's Kennedy on the wing. Looking in the post, can't get it there. Dribbles out toward the top of the key. Swung to Harvey. Kennedy again. Now Mutz, head and shoulders fake. Tipped out of his hands by Tony, nearly stolen away. Mutz now goes over to Nelson. Mutz again in front of his own bench.
And again, St. Augustine up 51-31, 4:20 to play in the game. They're doing what the Hermits do well, and that's just they're being patient, spreading the floor.
Mutz down the lane, took some contact, no good but a foul. And Justin Mutz will get 2 shots.
Do you ever notice every time we start talking about a team being patient, somebody takes an ill-advised shot or makes a move to the basket that they probably should not have?
Well, Mutz's size and athletic ability allowed him to get away with that one, forced the middle player to foul him, so he will go to the line. He's got 16 points in the game, and that is the first missed free throw for St. Augustine. They had made 11 straight to start the game. Ryan Brown checking into the game for the first time for St. Augustine. After 3 quarters over in North Wildwood, Wildwood Catholic leading Lower Cape May 40-28. And Mutz makes the second free throw, and perhaps some of those ejected fans over there just heard that score update that we just gave them. Apparently, we had a handful of fans ejected over there at Wildwood Catholic. Corey Greer down the lane and lays it up and in for Middle Township. Here's Nelson down the lane, bounces across to Mutz, who stuffs it with 2 hands.
What a great, great find by Saeed Nelson. and Mutz finishes it with authority.
Laverne Fitzpatrick a 3 for Middle Township. But that's Middle's only, usually a very, very good outside shooting team. That's only their 4th three-pointer of the game. And as we said earlier, this was a night where Middle was probably going to need to make 8 or 10 threes to have a chance.
Absolutely.
We have a foul on the floor here by Corey Greer. And St. Augustine will inbound on the sideline.
That's going to be the first personal foul on Corey Greer, the 5'11 freshman guard. Especially, Brian, when you take into consideration, obviously, their leading scorer, Trey Greer, not able to play tonight after sustaining that injury Wednesday night against Holy Spirit. So you take his 15, 16 points out of the lineup. Who's going to step up and make up for that?
And speaking of making, Saeed Nelson knocks down a 3, and he now has 19 points, 3:10 to go in the basketball game. 58-36, St. Augustine on top. Driving and getting fouled is Tim Toney. And the Prep, that is just their 15th team foul. So, and Nelson checks out probably for the rest of the night. Gets a warm applause from the Prep fans, and well-deserved. 19 points and certainly a handful of assists as well.
Ryan Brown, the 6'6 senior, picks up his first personal foul, 5th team foul against the Hermits here in the second half.
Mike Ferracco misses a 3. St. Augustine pushes quickly. Jumper on the way from the side, no good.
Wow.
Tipped up and in by Austin Kennedy. And he is now in double figures with 10 points. Corey Greer straight down the floor and knocks down a 3. He's now in double figures with 11, but it's going to be too late for Middle Township. The Prep comfortably ahead, 60-39, as the clock approaches 2:20 to go in the game. Floater by Martin Hargis is no good. Middle Township the rebound. Here's Laverne Fitzpatrick for Middle Township up the wing. Holding, goes cross court to Ferracco. A deep 3 is short, and the rebound trickles out of bounds. St. Augustine Prep will take a 30-second timeout. 60-39, 2:09 to go in the fourth quarter, and the Prep, buddy, pretty impressive what they've done the last couple of days. You know, they beat Wildwood Catholic 81-66 the other night. That game was nowhere near as close as the final score. At one point in the second half, St. Augustine was up by 28 in that game. They are up 21 here against Middle Township. So they hand what was then an 8-1 Wildwood Catholic team its second loss, and now they're going to hand the 7-2 Middle Township team its third loss. 2 very, very impressive wins. And you look at Justin Mutz and Saeed Nelson, buddy, and I don't know if there's a better underclassmen tandem in South Jersey.
Absolutely. The two of them really have a feel for each other's game.
Ryan Brown ahead of the pack for St. Augustine, pulls it back, enters it into the post, and now it's kicked out to George Steffa. Steffa comes over to Martin Hargis. Max Lampkin with it. He has it at the top of the circle. Now it's swung over to Brown. Brown to Lampkin. And now it's Hargis.
And again, St. Augustine knows they have enough to win.
Steffa for 3, no good. Rebound taken down and laid up and in by a different Trey Greer for St. Augustine Prep. Different spelling altogether on the first and last name than the Trey Greer, who's not playing tonight for Middle Township due to injury. 1:15 to go, 62-39. St. Augustine on top of Middle Township. A very, very impressive performance here. Here's Frank McLaughlin for Middle, is fouled on a floater. And if you showed a video clip of that play, buddy, that is the all-time definition of a bailout foul right there, as Frank McLaughlin will go to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, Max Lampkin, the 6'3" senior, fouls him as he took a running one-handed shot from about 15 feet, I guess. But nonetheless, he gets his name in the box score because he knocks down that first free throw.
Second free throw is in and out. Rebound brought down by Lampkin. Now Steffa will bring it up. He's doubled. Back to Lampkin. Cross-court pass stolen by Greer. Greer down the lane, stripped, and is fouled. And he'll go to the line for 2 shots. (62-40). St. Augustine on top. 59 seconds to go in the basketball game.
Corey Greer's first trip to the foul line tonight.
And he makes that one.
And there is a sub at the table if this one goes, and it does not.
And
to get Greer out, but it didn't happen.
Steffa up to Hargis. Hargis holds back to Steffa. Steffa holding. Takes the ball to the wing. Crossover dribble. Had it stripped. Loose ball on the floor. Now we're going to have a foul from behind. And looks like Cameron Watkins will go down and shoot a 1-and-1. With 43 seconds to go in the basketball game. And a very, very impressive win by St. Augustine Prep here, buddy.
Absolutely. Well, the Prep comes into, this is a tough place to play. They come into the Panther Den, and St. Augustine obviously well aware, and, they're ranked number 2. I'm sure when Monday's Elite 11 comes out, they're going to be the number 1 team.
Right, now that Holy Spirit is lost.
Holy Spirit will slide a couple spots. Atlantic City is going to jump up a bunch. Middle will fall out of the Elite 11.
62-41. St. Augustine on top. In the corner, 3 ball on the way. That was no good by Warren Miles. Rebound is knocked out of bounds and knocks over the drink of water by my partner, Buddy Tarbotton. All over your paperwork, buddy.
Well, thankfully, it's paperwork for tonight.
Yes, we don't need it anymore. Here's Cameron Watkins for 3 for Middle, no good. Rebound Florisma in the paint, no good. And another rebound by Middle, and no good, but a foul. As Cameron Watkins now will go to the line for 2 shots with 6.3 seconds to go. It's 62-41. St. Augustine on top of Middle Township. Buddy, no matter how these teams are matched up talent-wise, almost always this one's decided in the fourth quarter. Might not necessarily be the final minute, but it's decided in the fourth quarter. And this one was not. This was one of the more dominating St. Augustine Prep performances in this series. And they are going to walk out of here with a very impressive victory. Watkins missed the first foul shot, and his second one is good. He rattles that one home. So it's 62-42. And the Prep will inbound, and that'll do it as they win it over Middle Township by that same score. 62-42. St. Augustine wins it over Middle. We'll be back with the post-game report right after this on 98.7 The Coast and 987thecoast.com.
We'll be back after these messages with more South Jersey High School basketball here on 98.7 The Coast, WCZT.
Hey, how long are we looking at?
Just give us a minute, please.
The weather might be colder, but the fields are hot at the Heritage Links Golf Course. Winter golf special, $10 per round. 3-round passes are on sale for $50, and 10-round passes are on sale for $125. Buy now and use them anytime. Heritage Links, voted the best 9-hole golf course in South Jersey, is located just minutes away from Ocean City, Sea Isle City, Avalon, and Stone Harbor on Route 9 in Palermo. Call 390-3500 or visit golfheritagelinks.com for more.
34 seconds, all right?
Whether it's a drink with friends or a delicious lunch or dinner, the 5 West Pub is the place to be. Happy hour happens every day from 3 till 6 p.m. And don't miss half-price bottles of wine during happy hour on Fridays. New to the 5 West Pub, Calzone Mondays. 2 people can choose between 3 different Calzone choices, plus get 2 domestic draft beers for $15.95. The 5 West Pub, 3729 Bayshore Road in North Cape May. Check out the number 5westpub.com or give them a call at 889-7000. That's the 5 West Pub, 889-7000.
Thank you for listening to South Jersey High School basketball. Now, back to the action here on 98.7 The Coast, WCZT.
All right, back at Middle Township High School. Brian Kniff with Buddy Tarbotton. And a very, very impressive win for St. Augustine Prep as they come in here to Middle Township and win it 62-42. Here are your final point scores. St. Augustine puts 3 players in double figures. Justin Mutz and Saeed Nelson, each with 19 points. Austin Kennedy had 10. 6 for Nate Aldrich. 3 for Mike Toner. 2 for Walt Harvey. And 2 for Trey Greer. St. Augustine's Trey Greer. For Middle Township, Corey Greer with 12. 6 points apiece for Tim Toney, Laverne Fitzpatrick, and Colin Cooper. 5 points apiece for Mike Faracco and Marty Caron. 1 point apiece for Frank McLaughlin and Cameron Watkins. St. Augustine moves to 10-1, and they finish out a very strong week, going 3-0, beating Oakcrest, Wildwood Catholic, and now Middle Township. Middle Township now has lost 2 straight, and they fall to 7-3.
You know, Brian, real quickly, you know, obviously you look at the stat sheet, things that jump out at you. St. Augustine turned the ball over just 6 times. And 4 of those 6 turnovers were in the second half when the game was basically decided. So those factors, St. Augustine took care of the basketball very well. They shot 21 for 52 from the floor. They were 18 for 41 from inside the arc, which is obviously a pretty good percentage. They were 3 for 11 from beyond. And they didn't really need the 3-ball tonight because they took the ball to the basket. Saeed Nelson just had a clinic, as did Mutz, at getting to the rim with just great body control. They ran some really good half-court sets, some nice out-of-bounds plays. You know, St. Augustine came out and they executed. Middle, obviously, not having Trey Greer, averaging 15, 16 points a game. That was huge. Plus, he's a senior, and he's a big kid who's very physical. Middle shot 16 for 43 from the floor. They took 19 three-pointers, making just 5, and they made 3 in the second half, 2 in the fourth quarter when the game was out.
Right.
You know what I mean? They were meaningless. They got to the free throw line 10 times, but they only made 5. And when you get to in a game like this, every opportunity to score, especially from the charity stripe, you got to take advantage. They weren't able to do that, minus Trey Greer, and the fact that they played what now might be the top team in South Jersey, who's very well coached. And, man, you talk about guys with a lot of skill at the right positions, as you had said during that fourth quarter, Brian. Saeed Nelson and Justin Mutz. You know, the junior Saeed, the sophomore Mutz, they really play that two-man game, and they know where each other is on the floor without even looking for the other one. And you know that's the type of intangibles and cohesiveness.
And the thing is, this is a very young St. Augustine Prep team. They only start the 1 senior, so.
And that's nothing exactly. Austin Kennedy, you know, 5'9" sophomore guard. I mean, the stuff Kennedy did out on that floor tonight. That kid's strong. He's only going to continue to get better. You know, he has just a great presence. And defensively, as I think, you know, one of the things that really impressed me tonight was the team defense of the Hermits. When they were in man-to-man, they were in good help side at all times. They rotate properly. They get into the passing lanes. And when Middle Township would think they might have an easy pass, like a skip pass, there was a Hermit there with his hand in the lane, able to intercept or tip the ball. And you know what? They're the types of things, obviously, Middle Township is going to need to overcome. But St. Augustine Prep, kudos to them, Coach Paul Rodeo and his staff. They just did a fantastic job down here tonight on the road.
62-42, the Prep wins it. Let's give you some of these other scores that we do have that have come in. And Atlantic City, in the other big game up the road tonight, at home, we speared 59-52. At last report, Wildwood Catholic was leading Lower Cape May 50-31 with 3:04 to go. And a couple of other finals, Oakcrest 42-40 over Ocean City, and St. Joe beat Cedar Creek 65-59. In girls basketball, Ocean City beat Oakcrest 68-30. Wildwood Catholic, a big win on the road, beating Bridgeton 40-33. And Wildwood, a 57-34 winner over Clayton. So that'll do it from St. Augustine Prep. For our on-site producer, Matt Ulmer, for our camera guy, Phil Pizzi, for John back at the studio, and for my partner, Buddy Tarbot, and I'm Brian Kniff. St. Augustine beats Middle Township 62-42. That'll do it for high school basketball on 98.7 The Coast and 987thecoast.com.